I enjoy using Anchor podcasting services. For one, it's an easy setup. Secondly, you can do everything on the same platform, which includes record and then add music to your podcast if you like. And once your podcast has been saved, you can then distribute it to other platforms with the click of a button. And did I mention that it's free? You couldn't ask for anything better than this. Hello, Bringing the Heat listeners. This is your host, Regina Weston. For the month of October, which is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, I will be strictly talking on topics that is related to domestic violence, coming from different lenses of domestic violence. I hope that you will learn something that can help you or someone else that is in a situation that is unhealthy. Please stay tuned. Thank you for tuning into Bringing the Heat with Regina Weston. Here we inspire and deal with topics that matter. Stay tuned. Hold up and wait a minute, Bringing the Heat listeners. To find out about all things Regina, visit my website at www.reginaweston.com. There you can purchase all my books and learn more about my nonprofit organization, which is Mending Hearts, Women Healing Women. And if you would like to support this podcast, you can do so by using my Cash App, $RWeston252. Now let's get into it. A poem by Parolin, titled, When He Is Here. Why did you make me do that? He cries into my shoulder. I can already feel a bruise blooming. His teardrops diluting my blood. Why you can't just be good to me? He asks me, the voice of a lost child. I hate the person you make me. His words are broken and sharp. Why you can't see how lucky you are? He whispers in my ear. I am the only one who would take you. His hands remember my scars. Why won't you see that I love you? He pulls my sleeve over my arm. It's for your own good. His eyes flickering unconvincingly. Abusers wear masks. They put on different faces to fit the occasion, which is why sometimes when a woman is being abused and she let it be known that she's being abused, sometimes she's not believed. Why? Because the perception of the abusers to others is, he's nice. I never saw no sign of him being aggressive. I never heard him belittling him. I never saw him put his hands on her. He was always a loving person. I don't know. I just think she's trying to have her way. But that's not always the case. Abusers come in all shapes and sizes, and they have a mask for every occasion. So here we go. The first abuser, that's the bully. He's the one that used intimidation to control his victim by glares or shout, smashing things. Then you had the head worker. He puts her down. He tells her she's fat, she's too thin, she's ugly, she's useless, she's stupid. Then you have the bad father. He uses the children to control. He says she's a bad mother. He tries to turn the children against her. threatens to take the children away from her, persuades her to have his baby, then refuses to help care for the child. That's the bad father. Then you have the jailer. He isolates her, stops her from working and seeing her friends, and tells her what to wear, and keeps her in the house and seduces her friends and her family, trying to persuade them, give the impression that he is the best thing since Mama Apple Pie. Then you have the liar. Oh, how we hate a liar. He minimizes or denies that any abuse is going on. He blames her or other factors as to why he does the things that he do. Oh, I did that because I was overworked. Oh, I did that because I was stressed out. Oh, I did that because I lost my job. Oh, I did that because I had a couple of drinks and I was just out of it. I didn't know what I was doing. Trust me, he knew exactly what he was doing. You cannot do what's not in you to do. Then we have the king of the castle, baby. He controls by treating her as a second-class citizen, like a servant, like a slave, like his sex slave, like his maid, like his house worker. He wants things to be done on his demand. And what? He controls the money. Then you have the sexual controller. He uses sex to control. He forces her to do things that she don't want to do. When she says no, he don't even know what that means. Why? Because it's his way or it's no way. Then we have the persuader, who uses threats to control. If she leaves, he starts stalking her. He'll send her flowers. He'll threaten to hurt her. He'll threaten to take away the kids. He'll say he loves her. He'll say he'll never do it again. He says he gonna kill himself. This is the persuader. Whatever he can do to get a rise out of you, baby, that's what he will do. Here are some tips when dealing with an abusive partner. If you can leave safely, then I suggest you do that. But be aware of any signs that may trigger a violent response from your partner. If you need to stay to protect your children, call the emergency services. The police have an obligation to protect you and your children. Never retaliate. An abusive man or partner would try to provoke you into retaliating or using force to escape the situation. If you retaliate, you almost certainly will be the one who is arrested or removed from the house. And ladies, please, this is very important. Get evidence of the abuse. Report all incidents to the police and get a copy of each police report. If you can, keep a journal of all abuse with a clear record of times, date, and if you have any witnesses. Make sure you have photographs of your injuries. Make sure you have doctor reports and documents of your injuries. If you can, keep a mobile phone with evidence of your abuse and send it to your email. Listen, I know some people try to make light of domestic violence, but it's not a laughing matter. Many women and children are losing their lives to the hands of an abuser all around the world. Domestic violence affects everyone. It affects you. It affects your family, and it affects the community. You only have one life to live, baby. Choose to live it in the most healthiest way possible. If you need help, call the Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. I pray that you get the strength to make a choice to live a healthy life. Now, if you would like to support this podcast, you can do so by using my Cash App at $R-Weston252. Now, until we meet again, go and grab yourself a mirror. Look in the mirror and say to yourself, I am loved, I am unique, and I am valuable. Now, give yourself a kiss. That's a kiss from me to you. Know that I love you and I got your back. Thank you, Bringing the Heat listeners. To listen to this podcast, go to anchorfm.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Play, where we bring